Okay guys, now that we've got our cover all finished with our material, I went on ahead and did some math for you guys because we've got to separate our pages. Now my composition book was 100 pages. So all I simply did was I took and divided it into 12, giving me 8 pages per month. Now what I did is, because we have to have a cover for our front, so when I open up my book, I've got 2 pages here which I'm going to glue together, and then this is going to become my month, where I put the design paper on this side and the design paper on the other side. And I have also too, we've got to add tabs to this paper before we put on our design paper. So doing this is how I come up with it. Okay, so we have 96 pages. So you're going to start with, this is how I did it. I know that there was 8, so I took and I counted 2 for my front design paper, and then I counted 6, and then I paper clipped it. Now this gives me 6 days, or 6 pages of writing for the whole month. So you counted 1, 2 in the beginning. This is only if you've got a 100-page composition book. Whatever your pages are, you divide into 12 months. And then you have to remember that each month you have to take away 2 pieces for the design paper to be on the front and on the back of it. So this will be glued together. So I counted, this one would be January. This is January's notes, journals. Then after that, that's 8, but I pinned 6 together. And then here I did again, I did 1, 2, flipped, and then I counted 6. 1, 2, and so forth until I got 6, and then I pinned it. 1, 2, so this will be February, March. So this will be March right here, and then so forth. So then you're going to go 1, 2, so you always leave 2 pages for your month. Okay, so and it goes on throughout. So after I got done with all of them, I'll show you right here. And then I counted 6, and then this is the last one, and then that's 6, and then right here at the very end I wind it up with 2. So what I'll probably do is I'll glue these together and maybe make a pocket or something in the back to house pictures during the year or something like that. So that's what I'm thinking. So what we're gonna do is we're going to start right here with the first 2 pages. Now when you cut your book, you might notice your lines down here are shorter, and of course you don't have the big top line like it was before we cut it. So you can figure out if you want this to be the top or that to be the top. It doesn't matter. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to count these 2. Now I want to make sure we use parchment paper, because the reason why is because sometimes this glue can get stuck to the pages, and then all of a sudden now you've got glued pages everywhere. I learned it really fast not to protect my pages like I should. Now what I'm going to do is I'm using art glitter glue, and I'm using the fine tip. Okay, so what I'm going to use is art glitter glue. I'm going to use the fine tip is because I can control the glue a little bit better than I would with a bigger spout. So all I'm going to do here is just glue my 2 pages together. I like to glue right here in the seam because I want to give good hold for these 2 pages, because these 2 pages are gonna be holding our design paper. So it's kind of going to have like a little bit of weight to it, but not too much. Now when I journaled the whole year with my composition book, it did well. You know, as far as all the pages are concerned, it did really well. It held up. No pages fell out or anything. So we're just going to simply smooth that out. Make sure that it gets glued down and there's no wet glue anywhere. And then you're just going to simply keep it folded. And then that's that one. So then we're going to move on to the next one. Fold that over. Count my 2 because I know they're already free. There they are. And we're going to take and glue this one too. Put your glue down in the bottom. And then glue your pages. Now this doesn't have to have a whole lot of glue. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could use double-sided tape on this, but I find it's so much easier just to go to glue. You know, glue paper to paper. That's what glue is intended for. And I find it to be less economical just by using the regular glue. Now, just because this just got glued, I want to protect this side over here just in case any of my edges are still wet. And just fold that over. Okay. And then we'll just move on. So from here, it's just a process of gluing your 2 pages together. Open it up. Glue here. Okay, so we'll glue that down. Flip that over. Make sure it's not wet. We're just going to simply put it over here for meantime while it dries. Okay, so now we're going to go over here to our next section. And then we're going to glue these 2 together. Okay, I'm back, guys. While I got finished putting all my pages together with the glue, I went on ahead and I started putting some things together of how sort that I want to decorate my book and things of that sort. So it was kind of just stuff that I had with the books. I had scrap paper and things of that sort. So I kind of just fooled with the book a little bit, and I wanted to see what I could do as far as the front cover is concerned. Now, I got to tell you, I went with distressed edges, so I winded up using a banded coral. That's what I used, and I went on ahead and just distressed the edges. So, because I just kind of wanted to cover up that cardboard a little bit, you know, so, but yeah, that's what I did to it. And then I went and I picked out some things that I want to do. I want to use this to cover this back part, and then also too, I've got this one that I want to cover for the front part too as well. So that was just basically a sure to fit, you know, and then measure, then cut, and that's what really I did for my cover. Now, when I did mine, I want to make sure that my cardstock is right up next to your paper, right where it starts. It needs to be right there with the paper. And then you're going to cover it up. And I just simply measured all the way until this side over here, and then I just winded up cutting. So wasn't measuring, it was just, you know, marking my paper where I thought it was gonna be okay. So then I got to messing around with some fabric, or some lace trim, and I had this sitting nearby, and I thought that it would be a beautiful color to add to my beach book. So I'm thinking about putting it on this side of the paper, and then of course the back one will get one as well. So we'll do that. Let's see, I'll get it placed in there the best I can. So it's going to be about roughly about right there, and then when you flip it over, it's going to be like so, sort of like so, but you know, I'll have the ruffles that will be the edges. They're kind of crooked right now, but I'm thinking about just having that, and I kind of wanted to dazzle up my composition book. So yeah, so I thought about that. Also too, what I also winded up doing was thinking about my tabs. Now we have our sections already sectioned out. Our papers are really good and dry now, and I got to thinking about the tabs. Whether do I want the tabs to be under my cardstock that I'm going to place here, or do I just want it over the top of it just like so, or you know, however I want to do the design for the tab. So I do want to add the month tabs. So what I winded up with is that I cut, these are, I think this is 1 by 2 if I'm not mistaken. So I went a little smaller on my tabs this time, and I'll show you my book in just a minute, but this is 2 and this is by 1. So yeah, it's 2 by 1 is what I cut them. So, and I still haven't decided what I want to do for the edges. I am going to place mine, I'm going to place mine, you know, relatively like so, and have a section of it poking out. Now this one is going to be for the other side when I get the cardstock put here and the cardstock put here. I'm then going to add my tab just like that. So I haven't decided what I want to do with the edges, so if that makes any sense. So I'm still thinking about that. I don't know if I want to sew them, you know, because my last tabs I winded up sewing them. So, but, or I'm thinking about other ways that I could attach this to my page. So, but I'm still thinking about that. So, but yeah, I went on ahead and got them all cut and ready to glue on your page when we get to that part. So I also was debating on distressing my book, because I do want to distress my book because I am doing little bit of lace and things of that sort. So I do want to show distress on my book. So what I decided was this one is Crackle Pistachio, and this one right here I did decide, now I did use this one for the outside. This was the Abandoned Coral, so I used that for the outside. So I decided what I was going to do was my back page. I went on ahead and distressed the edges, so because it matches up exactly to my book. So I really like where the two colors contrast together. So it just kind of pulled this page out a little bit, and you know, it's not too terribly dark of a green, if you can kind of tell. It's really not too bad. I mean, I do like the color, and it's nice and soft. So, So I'm going to stay with this one right here, and I'll probably wind up doing my tabs as well with this color. So I'm just going to pretty much distress my tabs, you know, because I know I want them distressed. But yeah, so I think using the green on the tabs is going to be good. And then also too, for coral, you know, I can introduce coral into something else. So I really liked that I'm just going to be able to play with both of them. So if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's what I'll be using for distressing. Alright, move that out of the way. So I got to thinking that I don't know where I want to start you at. If you want to go ahead and start with the front cover here, and we can get this down, and then we can, I haven't got to the part of picking out my design paper, so I need to do that. So I need to get 24 pieces cut, make that 25 because there's an extra one in the back. So I need to cut 25 panels that is going to cover this up. Now I can show you in my old one. Okay, I can show you here in my old one that I winded up gluing my pages right on the red line is where I had it. In this book right here, it has a red line too, and it shows you where it's at. Well, I winded up gluing right there on that because I didn't want to put stress on my spine, you know, by moving it around and things of that sort, because the glue with the paper makes it a little bit sturdy. So it was pretty good and durable. So I thought maybe we could do ours where we can trim and cut, and I haven't thought about my front pages yet, so you guys are gonna have to, let me go and get my pages added that I'm gonna do for this, and I'll show you how I achieved that, and we will go from there. So go and get your inside covers and get them ready for the glue down, because I don't want to glue them yet, because I think I might wind up putting a tie. I think I want to use like a sheet and tie them together, so that'll be my where I would attach it for more durability, so it won't pull out. So I do think I am going to add like a cloth tie to it. So, but yeah, so that's why I want to wait on this. So what we'll do is go and pick out all your pages for January, you know, February, March, April, May. I mean, you may have a stationery set that has the whole complete months, and if it fits in your book, I mean, you could certainly glue it down to your pages, and then that way you would have your 6-page journals for that 1 month. So you could do that. I mean, that would work too as well. So, but yeah, so let's go gather up our papers. So okay, y'all, I need to add in something when you're picking out your papers. Okay, this is a really good trick. When you're getting your papers ready to be cut, I took and I measured mine on my pages. Okay, I come up with a figure that would accommodate a 12 by 12 page. So I wasn't going to be using a lot of scraps. So I went with the width of my paper, 6 inches. And then they are at 8 inches tall. So what I did for one of my designer papers is all I did was, here, I'll show you. We'll use this one. Okay, I'm going to turn this over so you guys don't have the glare like that. Okay, so what I did was, I knew that, sorry there's so much stuff on my desk right now, but I knew that the 8 inches was the height. And to rule, you should always cut height then short. So let's cut it at 8 inches because that's how high I want my pages. And then this piece I have left over, and this piece can be used as pockets and such, so don't throw these strips away. Then you're going to take your designer paper and turn it sideways where you have the long ways, and you're going to measure out 6 inches just like this. Okay, now I can move this. Okay, now I have already got some that I've already cut. Alright, so let's get those straightened out. Okay, now I'm using the, if you don't remember, I'm reminding you, I've used this one from Die Cut Views with a View, DCWV, and this one is Coastal. That's what the name of this pack is. So I'm using paper from it too as well to do my stuff. So if you wanted to know the paper pad I was working out of. Okay, so now we have, I guess, you know, there was like 24 or something like that. But, okay, so now we have our papers that we're ready to put into our book. Now, I went on ahead and decided I'm going to put my tabs on the outside. So one side, I'm going to do it just like this. Okay, so say this was January. Alright, now when you glue these, you're going to glue them by height exactly, but you're going to push your paper to the end of the paper, and then you're going to glue it down. Now, I decided to go in here on the spine a little bit shorter than I did in my older composition journal. So, I decided to go where it's going to be just a little bit like that. And I know it's going to make it alligator mouth, but I'm okay with that. Because I just wanted to add more things to my journal this time, and I wanted to you know, make it really beachy theme and stuff like that. So, you know, and adding lace and things, and I've got something going on for the front cover. I'm working on that, but in the meantime, what you guys could do is I'm gonna go ahead and distress all of mine. Now, the inside pages, I'm going to use this cracked pistachio. I'm going to use it to do all of my edges. So, and no matter what the color is or anything like that, so I'm just going to go ahead and distress them just like that. And make sure you get the edges because they're white and you don't want them to poke out as much. So, yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get them all cut and then get them all distressed and things like that, and then I'll come back when we're ready to start doing the gluing. So, how I did mine, now, you could certainly, I think what I'm going to do is, because we get 2 panels out of each 12 by 12, what I'm thinking about doing is mixing them up. And instead of, I thought, well, okay, I could do this, put this on this page, and marry it with its twin. And then it would look like that. But then I got to thinking, well, why don't I just mix them up? So then we have something like this. So I think I'm gonna like that a lot better, because it's just, we're doing the different colors just really works with me, so I'm okay with that. But certainly you could marry it with its twin, like I said, so if you wanted to. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all of mine finished on cutting and distressing the edges. And we're also, don't forget, we got to distress this one too as well. I'm kind of rough with my paper. But I like the idea of putting 2 colors in this journal. I think I'm really going to like that. Now, in my older journal, I distressed the paper on the end. And I don't know if I want to go with the coral or with the pistachio for the end of my pages. Or for the top, you know, because I want to color those all in. I don't want the white. And I want to color also to the edges as well. So I think I might use, you know, cracked pistachio, because it's a little bit lighter color and I like that. So, and then after we get done picking out all of our pages, also too, we need to work on our tabs. So we need to figure out what we're going to do with them. If you want to make them where they're rounded corners, or however you might want to do it. You might want to, you know, chop off the corner on the sides and make it look like a tab. You know, you could think about putting in an eyelet, you know, for each month, and you can have a dangle. You know, so I'm thinking strongly towards that I want to put eyelets in these, and I want to have dangles this time. So I really kind of wanted to dress this composition journal up. So, but anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do all of that. And I think maybe we could just end this video, and so everybody can get caught up on where I'm at and what stages, and pick out all your papers and things and get everything cut. And I'll leave all that measurements down in below if you want to follow my exact measurements. So, but yes, so let's go and get all that done. And when I get to that part and we're ready to start gluing and processing, then I will get back with you soon. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and you gotta let me know in your comments what you think, and if you're doing it too as well, and if you're having as much fun as I am too as well. So, but yes, so don't forget to subscribe and like my video, and give me a thumbs up, and do please leave me a comment and let me know how you think. And don't forget to follow me over there at my Facebook group, which is Lowe's Keepsakes and Creation. Come on over there, because I'm oftentimes posting a lot of pictures and things of that sort. And organization. I'm into the organization right now. So pop over there and see what I've been up to. And yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. And sorry for jabbling. I apologize, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hugs and love.